Welcome to the DLR Webcast.
Welcome, we're at ILA 2010 in Berlin next to research airplane Halo, and next to me is also research manager Dr. Helmut Ziereis. Hello, good to have you. Mr. Ziereis, when was the idea for Halo first born?
Well, the idea was born more than 10 years ago when leading scientists in atmospheric research and Earth observation decided that they need a new aircraft, an aircraft which can fly higher, wider, and carry a much higher payload than other aircrafts used in Germany and Europe so far.
10 years, that's quite some time. What has to be done exactly to get an airplane like this flying and researching?
Well, of course, the most important question is how do we get the funding for such a nice aircraft? And this takes already 5 years. And then, of course, it takes quite some time to modify a conventional business aircraft in a research aircraft. There have been cut so many holes into the fuselage of this aircraft, it was really transformed in a flying Swiss cheese.
What kind of research will be done by Halo?
One of the first missions next year will be to study the self-cleaning capacity of the atmosphere. Another very important mission will be coordinated next year by the DLR itself, and it will deal with the study of cirrus clouds in the upper troposphere and to see what is the influence of these clouds on the climate. Another important question is how do aircraft influence this formation of these clouds?
I still have that Swiss cheese mental picture stuck in my mind, so I can't see all the holes you drilled into the hull from here, so maybe we could go and have a look at it, yeah. So even I can see that you drilled an opening here. What's that for?
Okay, we have cut more than 20 of these openings to the aircraft fuselage, but of course, for the safety of the people inside the cabin, these have to be closed with aperture plates. And actually, these aperture plates will contain later inlet systems that bring the air from outside the cabin to inside the cabin, where there are a lot of instruments that will analyze the air probes.
So, but this is basically for a high-tech version of a tube sucking in all the air, and the instruments will be inside the airplane.
Yes, that's right. This is only for sucking air inside the cabin, but there's also the possibility to mount heavy instruments below the aircraft in this region. More than 300 kilograms of instrument can be mounted below the fuselage of the aircraft, but to cover this from the wind of the aircraft, we have to cover the whole instrument with a so-called belly pod, and this belly pod is mounted here to these mounting points.
Is the belly pod quite light, or do I miss something here because the screws are actually quite small?
They are small, but there are more of 60 of them, and of course, also the belly pod itself is mounted or built for very lightweighted material.
Being so close to the plane now, I see another interesting structure protruding from the bottom of the plane. What is this for?
The so-called shutter door, and I can explain it to you if you go a little bit closer.
Okay.
You're seeing here two doors that are closing this rather big opening, and this contains an optical window with a diameter of about 50 centimeter and a thickness of about 3 centimeter. And to protect this very special glass during takeoff and landing, this shutter door is mounted and it is closed during these periods of the flight.
So this will actually open and close in a futuristic, sci-fi, cool kind of way.
Exactly.
Okay, then I would definitely want to look at it from the inside of your Star Destroyer. Is that okay?
That's fine.
Okay, let's go there. It doesn't look too sci-fi and futuristic from here, but the door must be somewhere under here, right?
It's located under these floor panels, and if you remove these floor panels, we have directly access to these viewports and the optical windows below.
And except for the floor, everything is padded really nice, even these openings here.
Yeah, it's just very good. If you look at my size, it's quite convenient to have something more soft for your head. Then it would be like structures like this metal here.
Okay, and this is where somebody forgot the padding or the covering, or it's for showing us...
Yeah, here can you have a look on these aperture plates I mentioned before. They are closing the openings that have been cut to the aircraft fuselage. And if you would remove this fuselage bed, this aperture plate, you would directly have access to the atmosphere above the fuselage.
And what kind of instruments are waiting to be installed here right now?
At the moment, more than 60 instruments are in preparation for Halo. They can be installed inside the cabin, below the wings, or below the fuselage, like mass spectrometers or particle measurement systems or LiDAR systems, radar systems. So quite a lot of instruments are now nearly ready for Halo.
So dear scientists and technicians, please design all the instruments without any sharp edges, because then everything else here is padded and it will be quite comfortable, except there's not so much space here, so we might walk out to the fresh air again, yeah? Oh, okay, let's go. So now we're all excited about Halo. The next question has to be, when will the first mission take place and what will it be?
Okay, the first mission will take place in summer this year. At that time, we will fly a few instruments. Among them, this LiDAR system that we will use to detect the cirrus clouds in the atmosphere.
For this mission and for all the following missions, we wish Halo good luck. Thanks for watching.
Thank you. This was a DLR Webcast.